Let's be real, summer mess is a whole different level. The kids are home all around the clock. They're bringing in dirt, there's snack wrappers everywhere, toys everywhere, and you might be wondering if the house will ever stay clean for more than 10 minutes of the day. I totally get this because I come from a family of 6 children, and we weren't just home for the summer because we were actually homeschooled, so I know all about how easy a house can get messy with your kids at home because we were always home. But the good news is you do not have to carry the weight of summer chaos alone. In this episode, I'm going to be sharing 6 cleaning hacks that have worked in my own personal experience, which are just simple shifts that make a big impact. We're talking about teamwork, rhythms, and practical steps that you can start today to bring a little more peace and order into your busy summer days. So let's jump in. Welcome to the Modern Homemaker Mom podcast. I'm your host, Jynae Schmidt. If you found yourself here, it means that you're ready to break free from overwhelm, create a peaceful, well-run home, and finally live with more structure, margin, and stability. Here you'll find practical rhythms, real-life systems, and faith-filled encouragement you need to simplify your home and reclaim your time so that you can show up fully for the life God is calling you to. Let's get started. Growing up, I was the oldest of 6. My mom did not clean the house all by herself. I mean, yes, for the first few years. She was because we were too little. But eventually, chores were shared. They were assigned to us by age-appropriate tasks, and this was just part of how we function as a family. And now that I'm a mom myself, I also plan to raise my kids to see that keeping a home takes a team effort. Yes, I do definitely believe that summer is for fun, it's for flexibility, and it's for allowing your kids to use their imaginations and have that childhood. But summer is also when routines can totally fall apart unless we're being intentional about the rhythms that we put in place. So today I'm sharing 6 practical hacks that is going to help keep the mess very manageable for you when your kids are home 24/7. These tips that I'm about to share with you are very simple, they're doable, and they're going to help create structure in your daily routine without adding a whole lot of stress to your plate. So tip number 1 is create a checklist for each child in your home. The first step is going to be setting clear expectations. You need to give each child a simple, age-appropriate checklist so that they know exactly what is expected of them and what they need to be doing every single day. There's no more of that repeating yourself 20 times a day or feeling like you're starting from scratch every day trying to decide what chores need to be done and what kids need to be doing what chores because now you have that checklist. And if you're a student in my course, I have a rinse and repeat template in there that is waiting for you. The second hack is to get your kids involved. You've created the checklist for them. Now we're going to include them in the chores because chores really should not fall just on you or just on one person. I'm sure you've heard this saying before, but many hands make light work, but it's honestly so true. I grew up this way where we all shared in the responsibility of managing the home, and it's definitely how I'm going to be raising our children as well. You can assign tasks and chores based on the age of your child and the ability that they have so that everyone is contributing. This not only helps you as a mother and taking some of that burden off of your shoulders, but it also teaches your kids this responsibility and ownership in the home. When I think about the school system, I mean, this is a broad topic, but when I think about the school system, they're not exactly teaching life skills, and yet those life skills that we can give to our children is so priceless. Teaching them how to manage a home, how to meal plan. Like when you're meal planning, sit down, ask your kids, what would you like to have this week? Obviously, kids are going to want certain meals that we can't just make that every single night, but you can allow them to give their feedback. Now they feel included. And just life skills in general, knowing how to properly clean a house and doing it with your kids, even including your little toddlers. Like my daughter is a year old right now, and no, she's not doing chores, but she's watching me. She follows me around like a little, I don't even know, like a little magnet as I'm vacuuming the house, and she thinks it's so fun to follow mama around the house with the vacuum. And I think that just including them and allowing them to watch you clean the house as they're growing up gives them this interest in how a home is kept clean. If your children appreciate how your home is kept, how the home feels peaceful, put together, in order, they're going to eventually want to know how you did that. And if they're watching you every day, put the house together, making it feel cozy, that's something that they're going to want to be included in. And I think it's really beautiful to be able to do things like this with your kids. Maybe you're making breakfast and they're helping you crack eggs or mix the pancake mix or loading the dishwasher. Including them in the everyday chores, in the everyday tasks, is one of the best things that you can do for your children. I mean, if you've been listening to my podcast for a while, you've heard a little bit of my background and kind of how I was raised. And maybe you're thinking to yourself, Jynae, that's all fine and dandy, but I wasn't raised like you. I did not have a mother who showed me how to clean or how to organize and declutter. So I don't even have a clue how to include my children in that because I'm still trying to navigate it myself. Well, just think of it this way, like what's a better time to break that chain? I mean, okay, so what? Your mother did not show you how to clean, but you're here, you're listening to this podcast. That alone already tells me that you are willing to make the change, that you are willing to learn how to manage a home. You're willing to take on and embrace that role as a homemaker, that beautiful calling that God's called you to do, to create this peaceful, well-run home for you and your family, your spouse to live in. So all you got to do is show up as you are, do the work, do the best that you can. You can always get better with every new day, and you can break that chain. You can now show your children how to clean a home, how to keep a home in order. And if you're feeling like, okay, yes, I'm doing the best that I can, I just don't feel like I'm doing it right, or I feel like I lack direction, my course, Modern Homemaker Method, is definitely an amazing resource and tool for you. It's a 3-month self-paced course that walks you through all of the steps of decluttering, organizing, setting up your cleaning rhythms, and we also take a whole module just to focus on your role as a homemaker, which is the foundation of setting yourself up for success. So that was a little bit of a tangent, a little bunny trail. I did not have bullet points to talk about that, but I just felt like it came to my mind as we were discussing all of this. So I hope that maybe something resonated with you, maybe something triggered in your mind where you're like, okay, I understand this now. I see this through a different lens, because it is just going back to the main point, which was getting your kids involved. I think it's just so beautiful to be able to take on this role as a homemaker and not have to carry it all on your own. It can feel very overwhelming to try and manage your home all by yourself. But when you involve your kids, I've heard people say to me before, I feel like I just don't have time to do the chores and keep up with the chores. I really just want to be able to include my kids in it and be able to bake bread with my kids and have meals together, and just including your kids in all of these different things, these XYZ, whatever it is, fill in the blank. But you can do these things, these chores, these daily cleaning rhythms that may feel mundane. You can include your kids in that. And like I said, many hands make light work. So you're including the family, you're including your children in these cleaning tasks, and the responsibility is being shared. It doesn't take as long to get done. And now you have so much more time, so much more flexibility and margin in your day because everyone is pitching in. This isn't about buying a course. This is about choosing the life that you've been preparing for. The one where your days flow with clarity, where your home feels peaceful the moment that you walk into it, where there's time to pause, to pray, and be present with your kids, your spouse, and yourself. You already know that that life is possible for you. You've been craving it, planning for it. You're not stuck, you're ready. And now you're just looking for a system that actually helps you build it. And that's what my course, Modern Homemaker Method, is here to give you. Inside the course, you'll learn how to simplify and declutter without spiraling into chaos. You're going to organize your home so that things stay in place. You'll create cleaning rhythms that keep your home running with ease and confidently show up as the peaceful homemaker God designed you to be. There's no more wondering where to start. No more guilt tripping yourself for not keeping up. Just practical tools, spiritual encouragement, and the daily rhythm that finally feels like you. If you're ready for a home that feels light and manageable, a lifestyle that flows instead of overwhelms, and margin in your day to breathe, be present, and enjoy this season of life, then this is your invitation to step into it right now. Join me inside the Modern Homemaker Method course and start living the life that you've already said yes to in your heart. You can find out more at jynaeschmid.com/Modern Homemaker Method, jynaeschmid.com/Modern Homemaker Method, or you can find the link below in the show notes. Okay, hack number 3 is now you need to create a flexible daily rhythm for yourself. Summer is definitely meant to feel relaxed. We all want that flexibility in summer, but a bit of structure is going to make everything run much smoother for you. Just build a loose flow into your day. You know, you've got breakfast in the morning, then you're doing your chores after breakfast, then you're giving your children time to do their outside time or free play. When everyone knows what's expected of them and what comes next, there's less confusion and there's fewer meltdowns. The next hack is to get your chores done in the morning so that you can have your afternoons open. This really ties into the rhythm we talked about before this. But chores get done first, and then if they're completed well and with your approval, the rest of the day is your children's to have that free play, to use their imagination in the backyard. If they take their time, that's okay, but that just means that there's less free time for them later. Actually, over the last couple months, I've been talking to my mom because my two youngest siblings are still living with her. They're still fairly young. And we were talking about chores. And she said that she gives them, like, they have their chores that they do every single day. And she doesn't tell them, like, okay, you must get this done in 30 minutes. She's like, okay, these are your chores. You can get them done as fast as you want. I mean, obviously, she's overseeing the work that they're doing and she's making sure that they're doing it properly. But you can get it done quick and efficient and be productive with it. Or you could drag it out through the entire morning. But the longer that it takes you to do your chores, the less time you have to play outside, or the less time you have to go color in your coloring book or whatever. So then this gives them this time to learn time management skills. It's teaching them responsibility, and you don't feel like you're sitting there having to micromanage the whole entire time. So I just thought that that was so gold when she told me that, because I was like, I'm definitely doing that with our children as they get older. Hack number 5 is chores build respect for the home. When your children are helping to maintain your space, they just start to understand and grasp what goes on and what goes on behind the scenes into keeping a home running smoothly, keeping a home managed well, keeping a home running. They're more likely to think twice about making a mess if they know that they're going to be the ones that are helping to clean it up. This builds both ownership and appreciation. And I think that's really important, especially with your kids, to start this off right from a young age, is they understand that if I drop a cookie on the ground or a piece of bread or a cracker and I step on it and it makes a huge mess, I don't just get to walk away and leave it for somebody, this magical fairy, to clean it up. No, I have to be responsible and I have to clean up after myself. You see, the more that you include your kids in these tasks, the more responsible they become, and the less load, the less of the burden that you have to carry on yourself. And honestly, yes, you might be thinking to yourself, man, Jynae, you sound like you're just this strict parent who's got all these chores and you're not giving your kid any kind of childhood. No, that's not true, actually, because you are raising children that are going to grow up and go out into the world and have homes of their own and know exactly how to do it. You are being the parent that maybe your parent wasn't for you. You are teaching them responsibility from a young age. You are teaching them how to properly clean up, how to properly manage a home. And now they can grow up and they can do the exact same thing, and they can have their own well-managed homes. They cannot worry about having the overwhelm of not knowing where to start because they had a mother who showed them and was that example for them. Honestly, this is like, I'm just sitting here and I'm thinking about how I really have not followed a whole lot of my notes for this episode, because this is just such a huge topic, and I'm really hoping that it's not triggering you. Any of these things are triggering you or offending you, because that's definitely not my intention. But being the oldest of 6 children and just really appreciating how my mom raised me. Yes, there were times where I was mad about, chores at this time or chores on this Sunday or things that my mom did that I didn't necessarily appreciate when I was a young kid. But now that I am grown, I have my own house, my own family now, I'm like, thank you, Mother, for investing in me in that way. Thank you for setting boundaries, for teaching me responsibility, because it has really set me up for success now. So no, I'm not trying to trigger you, but I am trying to give you perspective. I'm trying to help you think outside of the box, maybe look through life with a different lens as far as how you are involving your children in keeping your house clean, so that you don't have to carry all of the weight, and you in return get to raise these respectful, these grateful children that are going to grow up and they're going to go out into the world and be amazing stewards of their own homes. I will definitely have to talk about all of this more down the line in future episodes. If this is something that you like, definitely let me know. Leave me a review. Let me know if this episode resonated with you, or if it blessed you, or if there was anything that stood out to you. Then I will know if this is something that you want to hear more of. But I just thought that, the Holy Spirit is leading me to say this today, and maybe it's something that you needed to hear. Okay, my 6th and final hack is to eat outside whenever possible. This one is so practical, but it is surprisingly effective. Taking your meals out to be enjoyed on the patio, on your deck, or even just a blanket in the grass in your backyard. This keeps the crumbs, the spills, and the sticky fingers outside, and it really saves you so much of not having to clean up so much mess in the house. It also makes summer meals feel a little bit more special and a lot less messy when they're enjoyed outside. I mean, you just think about how we talked about, okay, we want to give our children responsibility, but we also want them to have their childhood. Well, eating outside, that's something that they're going to grow up and remember. We got to eat our suppers outside or our breakfasts outside in the sun in our pajamas, and it was just so nostalgic to them, and they just love it. For me anyways, we had a lot of meals outside growing up, and when I think back to my childhood and summer days, I think about eating out on the deck, and it's just this warm, fuzzy, happy memory, and I love that. And it just works. It's a bonus two ways, because your kids love to be outside, and it just saves mess in the house for you. So wrapping everything up, in conclusion, summer does not have to mean that your home turns into this disaster zone. With a little rhythm, a little structure, a little teamwork, and some very intentional, simple tweaks, you can enjoy your days even more and feel less overwhelmed by the mess. Your homework that I want to give you this week is to pick one of these 6 hacks that we talked about. I mean, we talked about all sorts of things today, but pick one thing that we talked about today, and I want you to start implementing it tomorrow morning, whether it's assigning chores to your kids, posting checklists, maybe meal planning together, or simply moving meal times outside instead of eating them in the house. Just start with one step. And finally, if this episode inspired you, encouraged you, blessed you in any way, don't forget to leave me a review. Let me know what resonated. And also definitely follow the show. That way you never miss out on an episode, and you always have a little extra homemaking support in your week. And if you are looking for a place to keep this conversation going, come join my free Facebook group. This group is full of women just like you, mamas who are doing their best to build intentional homes with practical routines and peaceful rhythms. You can find the link below in the show notes to join, or go into your web browser and search bit.ly/home routines. I would love to meet you there. Did something in today's episode encourage you? If it did, would you take a minute to hit subscribe and leave a quick review? It's such a simple way to support this show and help other homemakers find this encouragement as well. And if you're looking for even more support in your homemaking journey, come join our free Facebook group. Just head over to bit.ly/home routines. Thanks for tuning in today. I'll see you in the next episode.